So you're thinking about making a move to Portland, Oregon, but you're not sure where to start? Well, you're in luck. Today we're going to jump on the map, talk all about the Portland metro area, and get you ready to make your move. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver, Washington channel with Realtor Cass. I'm Cassandra Marks. Thanks so much for being here. I'm glad you're here. And today you are wondering about Portland, Oregon. Well, here's the deal. Vancouver is a suburb of Portland, Oregon. And so I think that you need to definitely know about Portland, kind of what's going on in the area before you decide where you want to move, whether it's Portland or Vancouver. So let's jump on the map right now and we will talk everything Portland so you kind of know, and then you can make your move.
Hey everybody, welcome to my desktop. So one thing about Portland is in 2021, there was about 2.2 million people in the Portland metro area. So Portland metro area we're looking at is about like that. So there's a lot going on over here on the west side. We've got a bunch of cities out here, and then it's a little bit tighter here on the east side because the Columbia River Gorge starts right here and the green starts on the east side. So it's there's a little less space over here. So let's chat. All right, first up, let's talk about the 5 different neighborhoods here in Portland. So Portland number 1. All right, this is North Portland. And there's a lot of up and coming neighborhoods in here. St. John's is great. The St. John's Bridge is right here. It's probably by far the prettiest bridge in North Portland and in all of Portland. And Cathedral Park is absolutely amazing. I love spending time over here. I've got a bunch of friends that live up here. And so they've been doing a lot of rebuilding, reorganization, a lot of revitalization up there. It's a great place to get some equity and to just love being in a more urban space. So then next we've got the northeast of Portland. This is northeast right here. All right, northeast Portland, still very urban, very close in houses, very older homes, more city living, kind of flat, less trees. Southeast Portland kind of goes like this. And this is Southeast Portland as a neighborhood. In Southeast, you're going to have Mount Tabor and, places like Woodstock, Selwood, Moreland, just a great amount of houses here as well. Anything to the west of 205 is going to be a little bit tighter in more city blocks, a little bit more walkable, a little bit more, public transportation, bikeable, that kind of thing, where if you are east of 205, it's a little bit larger lots, but it's still very commutable. There's still a lot of city transportation that's out here as well. Next up is Northwest Portland, and that kind of goes like this. And Northwest Portland is made up a bulk of the area of Bethany. There's a lot of building going on in Bethany, but also Forest Park, which is the largest city park in the Portland metro area. It has quite a few miles of hikeable trails. One of my girlfriends was telling me about taking her boyfriend up there hiking, and they're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get to the top of the trail and see something. And I'm like, that's not how Forest Park works. It's just like trails through the trees, and it's beautiful. It is so gorgeous to hike over there. One thing to keep in mind is the elevation over here is very high. So in the winter, both Skyline Boulevard and then this is Cornelius Pass Road, sometimes they get closed in the winter because of the snow. And then last but not least, we kind of have Southwest Portland, and it's right here. And Southwest Portland is also a very kind of like Northwest, where it's more hilly and the neighborhoods are not, square blocks. It's more suburban. And that's the big thing here. The big thing to talk about is the difference between the east side and the west side of Portland. The east side of Portland is very, urban. It's got that city vibe. There's a lot of biking that goes on over here. And, you can walk to all these different neighborhoods. There's just like a block or two, and it just has all these bars, restaurants, music places, where if you're living on the west side, chances are there's a lot more new build over on that side of town. And it's very suburban. So there's shopping centers and you have to drive. It's a little less commutable when it comes to public transportation. There is public transportation over there, but it's just, the neighborhoods are bigger and the shopping is much more spread out. And so you're getting people in their neighborhoods and then having to go into these little areas to go where all the, their Target and their grocery stores and all their other shopping is. And so that's kind of the difference between East and West Portland. A lot of people, when they move to Portland, really truly need to think about both where they're working and things they like to do. So the reason I say that, and this is why it's really important, is because Portland as a whole is a big city with a very small interstate. And with the river through the middle, it makes it very difficult to get from the east side to the west side. And so a lot of people that work at Nike and Intel and a lot of the tech companies, they're going to be located out here in the Hillsborough, Aloha, Beaverton area. And I do know some of them that will commute over to the east side. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that is an absolute freaking nightmare. The people that I have talked to have said that commute can be anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours because there's just such limited availability to cross over. So what I'm talking about is people are going to come down 26 here, down the Sylvan Hill, through the tunnel. It is 3 lanes wide. The left lane goes 405 north, the right lane goes 405 south, the middle lane goes into downtown. And you're funneling hundreds and thousands of cars every single day down this hill, which is very windy, through this tunnel, and then splitting them off pretty much right or left. The middle lane doesn't get used that much. The smart people ride the middle lane until the very end and then cut over, because I don't want to wait in that traffic. But I have seen times when that traffic is up this hill, past 217 and way out here, and you're going like 10, maybe 15 miles an hour all the way in. So keep in mind, you really want to think about where you're going to live when it comes to where you're going to work, because the interstate system in Portland just was not meant for how many people are actually here now. And if you want to keep your commute short and spend more time at home or doing other things that you like, I would say try to live as close to your work as possible. So other things that people that have relocated to Portland, kind of have to think about, as well as what do you like to do? So a lot of people, when they're looking for more affordable homes, they're looking out in Troutdale, Gresham. If you want some, country style living, maybe Damascus or Boring. Oregon City is definitely an up and coming city, one of the suburbs, and there's a lot of building going on in Oregon City right now, kind of all down in this area. So you can still get the country vibe and still get the city vibe with Oregon City. Otherwise, Tualatin, Sherwood, Tigard, and there's another one in here, King City. These cities right here there's a lot of building going on out there, still very affordable. Same with if you're going to go out, Aloha's getting a little bit higher, but a lot of people also Forest Grove, Gaston, if you really feel like commuting, Yamhill. But ultimately, those are some of the more affordable areas in the city. But one thing is when you're thinking about what you want to do or where you want to go and that kind of thing, what you like to do on the weekends, some people like to hike, some people like to go to the mountains. So if you like to go to the mountain like Mount Hood right here, you're probably going to more than likely want to be on the east side, just because of ease to drive out 26 to get out to Mount Hood. So when we lived right here in Southeast, right at the corner, like kind of 205 here and out, it was about an hour and 20 minutes to get out to, say, there's 4 resorts on Mount Hood, but we love Meadows, which is kind of over on this side. And it was an hour 20, hour 30 to get out here. So if you're living out here in Hillsborough, Beaverton, you're going to be putting on at least another 40 minutes to get over there. So you're looking at probably a 2-hour drive. But if you like going to the gorge, same thing. So the gorge starts here and goes out. And one of my favorite places out in the gorge is Hood River. So this commute is about an hour, but again, you're going to add about another 30 or 40 minutes if you're going to be over on the east or on the west side. Same difference though. If you like to go to the beach, you probably want to live on the west side because you're going to jump on 26 or you're going to jump on 6 and either go out to Tillamook or you're going to go out to Cannon Beach and Seaside right here. So that in itself, that is about an hour drive from here. But if you put it over here, it's about an hour and a half, hour 40, or a little bit more, almost closer to 2 hours to get over there. So things to think about when you're moving to Portland, and just kind of overall, I would say when we're talking about neighborhoods, Obviously, Gresham and Troutdale is affordability here on the east side. Happy Valley, if you're from California, you're going to be in Happy Valley. People love Happy Valley. Like, I've had so many Californians relocate to Happy Valley. I don't know what it is. They just really love the vibe in that city. And there was a lot of building that happened in the 90s and the early 2000s there. So there's like nice big homes. There's a lot of rolling hills in Happy Valley, lots of homes with amazing views. And there's just really, really nice homes over in that area. I mean, there's nice homes all over Portland, but like there's something about California and Happy Valley that are just like really tight. And then, you know, if you are looking for affordability, but being close to the city, Milwaukie is a really good option because Milwaukie is actually in Washington County, not in Multnomah County. Multnomah County has the highest taxes in the Tri-County area. And so just moving over the border into Milwaukie, you're going to see a little bit more affordable housing and definitely lower taxes, both property taxes and the cost of your water. I know when I lived in Southeast Portland, my water bill was $125 a month, literally just to shower and cook food. That's ridiculous. I lived in Denver and my water bill was like $75 a month and I had the greenest lawn on the block. In Portland, I didn't even water my lawn. So it's with the amount of rain that Portland gets, you would think that it would be a little bit opposite between there and Denver. You know, and then Lake Oswego. Let's talk about Lake Oswego really quick. It's very expensive to live in Lake Oswego. It's very prestigious. A lot of celebrities live on the lake and around the lake there in Lake Oswego. I know that a while ago, Lady Gaga had bought a place out here. There's a whole handful of other celebrities that have homes. Obviously, a lot of the professional athletes live in that area and live in Southwest Portland, kind of all in this area right here. West Linn. I wrote in my notes, West Linn wants to be Lake Oswego. It's because, I don't know, I had a couple girlfriends that went to school there and they just kind of always were competing with Lake Oswego, like who's better, this, that, and the other. And so it's just kind of a thing back and forth between the two, like West Linn's right about here. Tualatin, King City, Tigard, obviously we've already talked about them. They're just growing in population and popularity, and affordability is still great there. Beaverton is going to be very suburban. If you like your houses, you know, 4 different styles and 4 different colors, and that's your whole neighborhood, Beaverton can definitely be that neighborhood for you. Over the years that they have built, it's just, you know, from the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s to 2020, that's kind of the way it goes. You can see each neighborhood, but you're going to have just a few different options of houses. Aloha is also, and Hillsborough are both very suburban style neighborhoods. And again, you're going to have this similar building where, you know, 4 different types of houses with 4 different colors to choose from, but you can get some pretty nice big houses out there as well. So overall, I think that is a good idea of what's going on in Portland. So if you've got more questions, definitely reach out and let me know.
Well, there you have it. We've talked about everything about the east and the west side of Portland and all the surrounding suburbs. And I think we got it pretty covered. So if you've got more questions about anything Portland related, please reach out to me. My contact information is down in the comments below because I get calls, texts, emails from people just like you every single day who are looking to make their move to either Southwest Washington or Portland, Oregon. And I want to make sure that whether you're moving in 9 or 90 days, you have all the information that you need before you make that move. So again, my name is Cassandra Marks, also known as Realtor Cass. I am a farmer with a wee little real estate problem, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking your time to be with me today. And until I see you next time, bye.